Alright, so for Goldmann tonometry, first thing you have to do is set up your patient, make sure the chin is on the chin rest, make sure the eyes lined up with the canthus mark and forehead is up against the bar. Set the tonometer dial to the 1, that way you most likely only have to move the dial one direction. Don't move it too fast, otherwise you might overestimate the eye pressure when you're aligning the Myers. Make sure that line is horizontal unless your patient has 3 diopters of SIL or more, in which case refer to your notes to know how to orient the line. Now externally sight, which means look from outside of the slit lamp. Look and have a go and see if you can roughly align the probe horizontally with your patient's eye to try to be in line with their corneal apex. Do the same thing from the side. So that's a side view of the eye, and just try to align it vertically, try to align the probe with their corneal apex. During this process, make sure you stay clear of your patient's lashes completely, otherwise you might hit them and then stimulate your patient's blink reflex or lacrimal reflex. If your patient lacrimates, that's going to lead to fluorescein pooling or increased fluorescein drainage. You're going to ask your patient to take a big blink and open their eyes as wide as they can. That way you stay clear of their lashes. You move the slit lamp forward externally until you're 1 to 2 millimeters off their cornea. This process should be quite quick and done looking outside of the slit lamp, but make sure you stay 1 to 2 millimeters off the cornea. From here you can look through the oculars of the slit lamp and using the joystick slowly move forward until you make contact with the probe onto the cornea. Once you do that, you should see the blue Myers. That means you're on the tear film. Move a bit more forward and you'll see the green Myers. Make sure they're a good thickness, they're equal in size, and then you move the dial on the tonometer until you achieve alignment, which is the Myers going in to in, and that's when you read off your pressure. So you do need to troubleshoot. Myers too thin like this, it means there's not enough fluorescein. Myers too thick means there's too much fluorescein. You get Myers that look like unequal segments of a circle, it means you're not on the corneal apex and you have to move in the direction towards the larger segment. So in this case, the larger segment is the one on top, so you have to move up. You don't go straight up, otherwise you'll scratch your patient's eyes. So you have to move a tiny bit off their cornea until you go back and see these blue Myers. Then you move your joystick up a little bit and then you go back on, and then hopefully you'll see equal Myers, like the picture coming up. And if you don't, you do the same process. Move off, adjust up or down, side to side, and move back on. You start off with your Myers a reasonable distance away from each other, and then all of a sudden they're quite far from each other, and by the time you align them you end up on a high pressure. It most likely means that you've pushed too forward into your patient's eye, so then you have to pull your probe back off their eye until you see the blue Myers and start again.